Hey everybody, good morning, it's Rob Moffett. Guys, Dave got a cool video for you. We're going to be making a lure, a little fly, similar to a sand crab or a sand flea or a mole crab out of pistachio nut for practically nothing. I got this idea from fish scum. I'm going to make mine a little different than him, but I usually try to make my own stuff, come up with my own ideas. But when I do use something from somebody else, I like to give credit. And I hope you check out Fish Scum's channel. Not only is it a really cool fishing channel, but he's been developing his own commercial fish bait called pomp for catching pompanos. He sent me some. I'm going to be using it with my lure that I hope to catch some pompano with. But you want to check his channel. I'll leave a link to it. This is what his pomp looks like. You can put it in your tackle box. You don't have to freeze it like you do some artificial baits. And stays on hook pretty good. A lot of people like it. I'm going to test it out myself. But you want to check out his channel. He's not a big company. He's just a little fisherman like me, like people on YouTube, and he's trying to make something to sell commercially. I think we ought to support people like that. Um, and he's doing research with it, fishing all the time, making it better. So he's got a cool channel, got a cool product, and he's making a cool thing with pistachio nuts that you're going to see. If you don't know what a sand crab or a mole crab or a sand flea looks like, people call them different names. These are probably Atlantic because they're usually lighter than the other ones. They're kind of light. Um, the cool thing about them is they have this orange part where their eggs are, and I'm trying to mimic that um, on my lure. I'm going to show you what I did. Now, that's what a real one looks like. Mine doesn't look like that, but it's kind of close. To make it, you're going to use very few items, mainly number two circle hooks, pistachios, and crazy glue or epoxy glue, a hot glue gun, and some rubber bands. I'm using some Bear's paint, but I think Fish Gum used some white dip, plastic dip, and scissors, and a little piece of towel that's a microfiber. Funny part is, the main thing I wanted on this lure was to have the orange part to mimic the eggs of the mole crab, but I couldn't find anything orange. I went to like four different stores, even a thrift store, and then I realized sitting next to me on the car seat was a microfiber towel I used to clean the car. Perfect color. I could have used it without going anywhere. So that's what you're going to use: scissors, Bear all-in-one paint primer sealer, and pistachio nuts. After I finished, I realized I may not have even needed to paint mine because of the color isn't that too far off from what the mole crabs are going to look like. Because some of them aren't just pure white; they're different mottled colors, and this has sort of a natural color. The microfiber towel, super glue. Important to have the circle hook in line, not the offset. I use rubber bands to make the legs and the feelers, but I found out that I can also use the hot glue with a toothpick to make feelers and little legs. But if you do use rubber bands, these are old and they're wide and they're all stiff. It's better to get some that are a lot thinner and newer, so they're not as stiff as these were. Hot glue gun and a paintbrush, and this is good to put the hooks in. It'll hold your hooks while you're painting them. So you just start off real simple. Put the uh, glue in there, the epoxy. It'll dry stiff, not permanent, but stiff to hold up on itself like within a minute and a half, depending on the temperature of the room. And then you're going to add some hot glue to add the legs. These are your little rubber bands you put in there. Now, if you don't have epoxy, you can use hot glue, but I prefer the epoxy because if it gets wet, that epoxy is going to stick to the wood better than the hot glue. Since I didn't cover it with plastic dip, it's going to get a little wet. So we're going to see what happens. Now, after you add the legs, you want to put in the orange fiber to mimic the egg sac. and we're getting close to looking like a little bug, which is the whole purpose of the deal. And if you got little fibers hanging out, it doesn't matter. You want it to look organic, not from a factory. And see how we made the little feelers with the hot glue. I was surprised how easy it was. And that's starting to look like something that's halfway edible. I mean, it doesn't look like a pistachio anymore. And now I paint it. I'm not too happy with the paint. I may have made a mistake, but we're going to find out once we put them in the water, see if they catch fish. And I made the first one, and the other two are a lot quicker. The legs, the little egg sac, put a big egg sac in there. After you, this is with the toothpick. Show you how I make the little feelers, antenna. You just put your glue on the toothpick and touch it to the pistachio nut, and then pull away and just twist and let it dry, and then clip it off. You can use it to make legs or feelers or antenna. And once you paint them, they get even thicker. So it's starting to come together, look like a little bug. See, that doesn't look bad for the first one I ever did. And it's got a nice color even if you don't put paint on there. So I'm not so sure about the paint. And this is just another one I'm showing you real quick here. Three amigos. Now I decided to make one without the little rubber bands to see what that would look like, to make little legs with the hot glue. I'll show you here at the end. This is what it looks like. There's the antenna and the little legs. So you can do a lot of things with the hot glue. You may not need to use the rubber bands, but I'm really liking how the cloth sets off the little lure, little fly, to make it look like an egg sac. And I'm kind of happy the way the hot glue gives an organic look to the bug, to the little crab. And I'm going to be using the pomp juice from fish gum to add to the lure, but I'm also going to add a little, I've got a little deal I make, raw shrimp and some Crisco, and put it in a blender and make it a little liquid and put it in bags in the freezer. And then, but I put them on lures and hooks and, or different things, but it doesn't stay too long. But it should stay on the cloth a pretty long time and give a nice smell and added feature to the pomp chew. It might even catch more fish. So that's how quick and easy it is to make a little pompano lure with a pistachio nut. And you can see different ways to make it. Hope that's something you like. This is what the fish is looking for. I think I can do better. I can think I get it closer to this. But that was my first try. You guys got to see what it looked like. And so you can see how easy it was. Now, this is my channel. Oh, Zoffinger, he's got a lot of fishing videos. I feature him on my channel with some other people. But I have a playlist on my channel that is, here's my channel. I've got playlists on all different types of things, but I have a playlist just on Florida fishing. And if you go on that playlist, you can see a bunch of other people that I feature on my playlist that I like. I've got Captain Shane and Zoffinger, Cryptic Cricket, Team Guggen, the Handmade Fisherman. He's got a lot of great how to do it stuff. Of course, you got me. You got Kayak Frank right here in South Florida. Paul Barnes, 311 Paul. He fishes for a living, so you want to listen to him, right? That's what he does to pay his bill. So you want to listen to a man that fishes for a living. More Marty, Matt Matson, and who else we got? We got a bunch of cool people on this playlist. Palm Beach Pete. We got Catfishing Carp. He's not so much Florida, but he's got a lot of nice things. Dave Tackett, he's out of Florida, but he's got a lot of good stuff. And Island Life and Fish Gum. Just put him in there You want to check these people out. I'll be adding some more, and I'm putting on more videos all the time about fishing because I have all sorts of things on my channel. So let's hope that's something that helps you guys, and you give it a try, and you check out Fishgum's channel and try his pomp chew. And don't forget to check out my playlist. And I got more information in the video description too. All right, guys, take care. I hope this was something that was helpful to you, and you come back and you watch more. Take care.